What is up, everyone, and welcome to episode 70 of the Party Chat podcast. As always, I'm your host Squiggy, and I'm joined by Slazo. No Laura again this week. She still hasn't recovered from listening to episode 69. So yeah, how are you, Slazo?
I'm great, especially after I pushed her over a cliff. I mean, yes.
That's why
amazing.
That's why she's not replying to texts. That explains everything.
Yep.
I'll get the police on you, don't you worry.
Thanks.
What can I say?
Anything for a friend.
Anything for a friend. Did you get a wallet and stuff first, or?
I was conscientious. I'm not killing her for the money.
Oh well, in that case, if there's no money, police straight away.
It's a murder of passion. I don't know, whatever. I'm doing fine.
Yeah,
doing fine.
That's good. This is not the murdering podcast, by the way, or how to get away with murder podcasts. This is the Party Chat podcast, brought to you every Wednesday by Retro Remastered. You can find us on iTunes and all other podcasting services. We post 9 AM on Wednesday mornings, retroremastered.com, and we also post on YouTube shortly after that. I am getting a lot better at that. Just
you were surprisingly on point this week.
I mean, you kind of like, do you know when you quote the tweet from Retro?
Yeah.
That kind of comes up on my phone.
Oh, okay.
And reminds me that I need to go and do it. So when you don't do it, I forget.
So when I don't do it, you forget.
So
when
really,
I do
really
it,
so it's your fault. That's what I'm trying to say.
Is it?
It's really
right.
your fault. Yeah.
Because I think you'll find my videos go up on time.
All right. I'll set. You know what? I'll set a reminder in my calendar, and I'll do it. We'll do that. And then if it still doesn't go up on time, I'll be like, well, I've tried. I tried. Anyway, so this is the Party Chat podcast. We'll jump straight into the news, and let's not criticise me for not uploading my YouTube videos on time. Okay. We have 7 items to talk about this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
News. Actual news,
yeah. Some of the news.
I don't have to pretend to care about Star Wars.
No, just some other stuff.
Okay.
Which you'll find out about in a bit. Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah. So, Destiny 2 is going to launch in autumn.
Heck yeah!
Which I think we all knew about anyway, really. But
yeah.
Activision have also said it's going to be more accessible to casual players without losing anything our core players love. Bloody hell.
I fail to see how it could be more accessible to casuals. Destiny is already pretty casual, I'm not going to lie.
I don't get that. You can't... How do you make a casual...
stats, they're gone, but it's an RPG. Nah.
But yeah, I don't think they said much else. It's apparently is going to be a great cinematic story. That's what the Activision executive said. And there's been a real focus with a great cast of memorable, relatable characters, coupled with some very nice ways to make the game more accessible to a casual player. So I don't know what that means at all.
I don't know with Destiny anymore. I love the gameplay enough that I've bought it and I didn't buy the expansion pass, but I got the original, and then I got the Taken King, and then I got Rise of Iron or whatever it was. I mean, I love the gameplay. I just feel that they don't tend to make great games with it. Yeah,
no, that's the thing. I think the gameplay is some of the best first-person gameplay there is, but the story is just, it's nothing. It's because it is basically Halo, but because it's the same team, Bungie. It's a lot of the same people, so it plays like Halo, and I think Halo is one of the best first-person shooter experiences.
Yeah, I think it plays more like COD than Halo, and I think COD's way better than Halo's game.
But
it merges the two well.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And it's like, well, if the story was better, then fair enough. But I'm not holding out any hope. That's the thing. I'm sort of like, obviously they've learned. Maybe it's going to be a bit like Assassin's Creed 2 was to Assassin's Creed 1 and stuff like that. But
you need more content. They just flat out need more content.
Yeah.
I think my underwhelming thing with all of them, less so with the Taken King, but certainly with the other two, was that I never got enough content for what I paid.
Yeah.
Taken King did okay because I enjoyed the missions enough, and there was enough kind of bonus stuff fed to me.
Yeah. You see, my big issue is, like, as well as the content, was the fact that the way they sort of said, oh, well, you can just replay these missions on harder difficulties, and it's like, well, I don't really want to.
I have no interest in that.
It's the same with the strikes and everything. All the strikes are it's just a mission with a harder difficulty setting, and it's like, well, once you've done it once and then twice.
See, I don't mind. The strikes at first were a bit because they were just bullet sponges. They got like some of the later ones.
They did get a bit better, yeah. But to start with, it was a bit off-putting.
So I mean, on the one hand, I'm excited because they've probably learnt their lessons and they're going to make something cool. On the other hand, would it be worth the £40-50 that they want?
Yeah, that's my big.
I think I'm at the point with Destiny now where I probably won't buy it day one, and I'll hold off until see how it goes down.
Yeah, wait for reviews and stuff. Yeah, I think that's my plan because I think. Did you got it day one originally, didn't you?
Well, we all got it day one, and that kind of partly helped it because we were all like, "This is going to be our big new shooting experience," and it was until we spent
3-4 months. We spent a lot of hours into that, like even doing the raids and stuff and everything.
Yeah,
and then it's sort of I think it's when people weren't playing it all the time. So like you would jump on, you were by yourself, and it was a bit like, well, I don't really want to do this mission again. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do this again. And that's where it became a bit of a chore. And I think I dropped out. I stopped playing it for quite a while because of that, and then I got back into it before taking King to sort of finish off all the stuff I hadn't done, and I loved it again. And it's like what could have been.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
It's a game I certainly came back to in phases, but. Like, I can't keep justifying dropping 40 quid on a phase.
Well, that's if you think as well, we've spent £40 on the original, £40 on Taken King, and then was it 25?
25 on
So we've
Rise.
spent over £100 on Destiny, and
yep.
I don't think we've got £100 worth. Like, maybe...
No.
I say we haven't got £100 worth of gameplay out of it. Time-wise, we probably have. But when you think, I've probably spent the same amount of time playing Call of Duty, FIFA and stuff like that, £40.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it hasn't sort of... Do you get what I mean? That
No, I'm with you completely. It also doesn't help that they don't really seem to do like year-round content. Like the game comes out and then there's usually something at like December, January, like here's Sparrow Racing League, and it's like cool, and then it just dies for like 6 months, and it's like
even the
I
events
paid
aren't that
money.
good either.
Yeah,
like I'd like them to go for a more Overwatch style approach with events every couple of months, like for different things and stuff like that. It might make it a
how
little
hard
bit
is
more...
it to make more missions? Like. Yeah, sure, you can't just make new enemy types, like, don't get me wrong, but, you know, you could, like, do more missions. It's not hard. Even if it feels similar, it's still new content, and it would give me a reason to play.
Yeah, and I think as well that we both probably felt a little bit burned by Rise of Iron, buying that and launching what we got from there. And that's what's mainly making me sort of think, well, I'll wait a little bit and see what happens with...
Rise of Iron, 1.5 good missions.
Yeah. Is that
worth 25 quid, guys. The last mission and the half of the first mission that it doesn't suck.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But anyway, Destiny's coming out. I'm assuming it's going to be September again.
More than likely.
Yeah. But again, it launches at that point where you're waiting for like the big releases to come out. In the November releases and stuff, so it's one of those games that'll tide you over, but then I don't know.
I mean, I count September as big release season.
Yeah, it's like the start of it for me. Yeah, but it's like the big ones for me come sort of start of November, end of October, which I think is when like FIFA and Call of Duty and
in those 3 months, September, October, November.
Yeah, I think what was it? Was it September the 12th or something? It's like Destiny Day or whatever it is. Is that what they call it?
Don't ask.
I can't remember. But yeah, I probably expect that in September. I am looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with it for like the extra to make it a more like engaging story, but I'm not really holding out that much hope. But we'll see. We shall see. Speaking of another Activision franchise, obviously it was their investors. I think it was their investors call or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was, but they had that earlier this last week. Financial call, that's what it was, and that's where the Destiny details came out, and then Call of Duty details came out as well. So they spoke about the sales for Infinite Warfare. And like obviously sales were down, revenue was down, but I think we all knew that because of
Call of Duty hasn't been like a top tier franchise for a little while now. So.
Yeah.
Well, okay, no, not top tier, but like it hasn't. It does no longer is the record-setting monster it once was.
Yeah, I don't even think it's like top of the charts or anything. Like it's getting because it used to be top of the charts. Like Christmas, it was Christmas #1 for. Well, I think this is the only one that hasn't been actually. I think, but so they sort of spoke about how the space setting doesn't resonate with fans and stuff like that, and basically they said,
I loved it. That was the most exciting part of it for me. I
I-
liked that it was different. Jesus.
That's the thing. Like, when I was reading this, it's sort of a bit weird that I enjoyed the single player campaign a lot, and it's a multiplayer for me. And if you speak to a lot of like pro gamers and like Call of Duty pros, they don't like the multiplayer for Infinite Warfare.
I have employed the single player for like doing something different.
Yeah,
Felt like I was actually playing something. I don't want to say fresh, but I was actually having an experience that I wouldn't normally associate with Call of Duty, which is good.
yeah. And I think it's the multiplayer that's like I don't mind the multiplayer. I do
I've
enjoy it.
honestly barely played it. I've only focused on single.
Yeah,
and
I think I've
think
sunk about 11 hours into the multiplayer, and I do enjoy it, but it's not as good as other. I think I prefer it to Black Ops 3, but I don't. I think it's like it's probably not as good as the ones before that, and I think that's the big problem. But anyway, because of all this, they've said that the Call of Duty series is going back to its roots in 2017. Sledgehammer Games are the one doing this Call of Duty.
That's the beginning of the end, if ever I've heard it.
I don't know what they mean going back to the roots. Do they mean boots on the ground? Do they mean they're not
that's-
going into space?
That's always a we've run out of ideas, if you ask me.
Yeah, but like, because a lot of people
World War Two, kids,
Well, that's the thing.
it's coming back.
a lot of people are saying, is it like, oh, they might go back to sort of a World War setting because they saw how well Battlefield did with World War One. But then for me, back to its roots, does that mean there's going to be nothing in space, but it's still going to be like a Black Ops sort of thing where you still do the wall running, the boosting, the boost sliding,
No.
and everything?
If they're going back to its roots, it would be straight back to World War.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh
if I'm
boy,
ready.
hope you like killing those Nazis again.
Yeah, I don't know. But then the thing is, as well, is that in this investors call, they did say that that Call of Duty coming out this year was greenlit 2 years ago, and it's been in development since then. So it's sort of like, well, it's going back to its roots. But when did you decide that? Did you already decide that 2 years ago before you knew how bad this was going to do?
Well, I mean, aren't there 3 studios now looping it?
Yeah. So you had Infinity Ward with Infinite Warfare. Treyarch with Black Ops, and then
So
Sledgehammer.
presumably they each just do their own thing, and they'll say whatever they need to do to try and sell it.
Yeah. So maybe they have. Yeah, it's quite interesting as well that basically there's going to be new content for Black Ops 3 that Activision are going to be pushing out because DLC sales for Infinite Warfare are low, which shows how bad Infinite Warfare is done. But the DLC is multiplayer DLC, and I think that proves sort of the point.
Well, the joke is that Modern Warfare Remastered got the microtransaction system of Infinite Warfare because nobody was playing Infinite Warfare, but everyone was playing Modern Warfare.
Yeah. Well, I compared all my stats yesterday on Call of Duty. I think I said 11 hours on Infinite Warfare, and I've sunk nearly 24 hours into Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yeah.
Which sums it up, really. But no, that's another one to keep an eye on, because I'm interested to see what they mean by back to its roots. Like, I know you think maybe like call it the World War II setting.
Yep.
And then I don't know if it's just going to be like boots on the ground Call of Duty. None of that flying around.
Yeah, that's not really back to its roots. It's just going back 1 year.
But no, but I mean like none of the boost jumping and stuff like that. It always was just solid boots on the ground, a bit like Modern Warfare.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I can't see it.
Because this boost jumping's been in for 3 years. I think it might have been the first Treyarch, not the first Sledgehammer game, which was Advanced Warfare, I think.
Sure. I honestly, I lost track of Call of Duty for those years. I've only come back in this year. So.
I mean, I've played them all. But as long as there's nothing like Ghosts, I'll be happy, because Ghosts was vile. So there. And as long as it's not like a World at War 2.
As long as it's not like Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3.
2 was good.
Shoot. Okay.
2 was good, 3 was awful.
Okay.
3 was a Treyarch game.
Couldn't.
Yeah, anyway, next on the list is Grand Theft Auto 4 and Grand Theft Auto 4 Episodes from Liberty City are Xbox One backwards compatible.
They weren't already?
No, they weren't. It just got announced by Microsoft this week.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And apparently it runs a lot better on the Xbox One than it did on the 360 as well.
I mean, I'd hope.
Yeah.
I hope it wouldn't run worse.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Like, it isn't just being like emulated to run the same, but like, I think it runs a higher frame rate and stuff like that.
Cool.
So physical, digital, or if you've purchased like the complete edition or all the different versions separately, they all work. All your save data transfers over if you've uploaded to the cloud on your 360, and I think you can download them from the Xbox Store now as well.
Nice.
But again, it's a game that I don't really care about. I didn't like this Grand Theft Auto.
And I remember 2 weeks ago when we talked all about our opinions on this Grand Theft Auto.
And now it's backwards compatible. And everyone, and you know what, the thing that gets me is that everyone's going, "Oh, the best Grand Theft Auto is now available," and it's like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. No one ever thought that.
What are you chatting? It's not. But yeah, so if you want to play a Grand Theft Auto 4 and cry at how dull and depressing a Grand Theft Auto game can be, then feel free.
But the car handles realistically, Squiggy. How could that be bad?
I wouldn't know. I spend half the time on the phone while driving the car. Hey, Nico, I want to go bowling. No, I don't. I'll come and run you over, though. But anyway, yeah, let's move on from that before I get angry at Grand Theft Auto 4. So, Nintendo Switch news. So I think when Nintendo did the little reveal, well, not reveal, but the big thing of the Switch in January, Puyo Puyo Tetris was announced.
It was indeed.
But it didn't have a release date.
It did not.
It does now.
Oh.
Yes.
When's it coming out?
It is launching on the 28th of April here in the UK, or the 25th of April in North America.
That's brilliant news. That's the same day as Mario Kart 8.
Actually, it is. That's further down in the news article.
It's doomed.
Well done.
I made this joke on Twitter of like, it's great, I'm happy for this game, but why that day you're just gonna get mullered?
Yeah,
the Switch version at least.
Yeah, why not like bring it a week forward or push it a week back, sort of thing.
Exactly. It's like, why would you go against Mario Kart?
Yeah,
because the almost always second best selling game on any Nintendo system.
The thing for me
Smash.
as well is that this is like, I would class Puyo Puyo Tetris is quite a casual game.
Like, I mean, it's hard to say because it's not out.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I would class it from what it is. From what I've seen from Puyo Puyo. Is it Puyo Puyo Pop?
Puyo Puyo Panic, I thought.
Whatever. From what I know from that and from what I know from Tetris, I would class it as quite a casual multiplayer game.
Hey, man, Tetris ain't casual, man. Tetris is a way of life.
But it's one of them that, like, everyone can play. In Mario Kart, it's sort of the same, and it's like, it's sort of two sort of multiplayer, like, family games releasing on the same day as well. Not just like a game going up against Mario Kart 8. It's a game that would probably appeal to the same people
to an extent.
It's going up the same, like, going
Mario
up the same
Kart
day.
is more hardcore appeal as well.
Yeah,
I see it.
Yeah,
it's just I don't get it why you do that. The Switch version is gonna have a hard time. The PS4 one might do fine.
Yeah, the PS4 one will be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but like on Switch, poor guys.
Yeah. Oh well, unlucky lads. But yeah, it also, I'm assuming this has already been well known, but you can play the original Tetris mode as well in this game.
Yay!
Without any of the other stuff in it, so that's quite cool. But
yeah, if you've yet to play Tetris, what are you doing? You can't exist.
Tetris is new, isn't it? It's a completely new game.
I refuse to believe anyone listening to this podcast has not played Tetris. Even you've played Tetris.
Me?
Yes.
Was that aimed at me? I was like, I've played Tetris. I used to have it on the Game
Boy.
Boy.
Yeah, that's why I said even you.
I used to have it on the Game Boy.
Even you, Mr. hasn't played Minecraft, hasn't played Plants vs. Zombies. Even you've played Tetris.
Yes, even I've played Tetris. Yes. I wasn't very good at it, but I've played it. I was only about 7, but I played it. Yeah, a game that I didn't play was Project Cars, the original one.
Me neither.
Well, Project Cars 2 has been announced, and it's coming out to Xbox One, PC, and PS4 later this year.
That's surprisingly quick and soon.
Yeah.
Cool. I honestly didn't know how well it actually went over, so that's kind of cool.
I think it did well, but I've seen a lot of Project Cars 2. I was watching some videos on YouTube, some PlayStation Access stuff. They were playing it, and they basically went, I can't remember where they went, but basically they went to somewhere snowy and icy, and they drove around that in a normal car, then drove around the same track on Project Cars, like in exactly the same place, and it was quite cool, like how well mapped out everything was and how like quite similar it looked.
Okay. Now, I was going to say at this point, if you haven't had a chance to play Project Cars, you can check it out in one of the current Humble Bundles, but it'll have ended by the time this podcast airs, so nope.
I might check that out before this podcast airs because... You know,
so for the exclusive audience of one who can listen to this podcast before it airs, the Humble Bandai Namco Entertainment Bundle 2 has Project Cars in its top tier, and there's other stuff like there's a narrative game in there. There's Enslaved. If you never got to play that, that's a cool
Is that
co-op
Odyssey of
shooter.
the West or whatever it is?
Yep. Pac-Man 256 is in there. Tales of Zestiria is in there if you want a JRPG for $12,
Ooh, a Tales
among
game.
other things. Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, there's a lot of nice stuff in that bundle, but sadly, everyone bar Squiggy, you're too late.
Well, thank you for that, Slazo. I'll tell everyone how it is. But anyway, Project Cars 2 is going to have a more dynamic weather system, which takes in the seasons.
More
Which
dynamic.
takes in the seasons as well, apparently.
Oh man.
Yeah. There's off-road dirt and snow racing, and then there's also a few other things. There's going to be 170 cars. There's going to be 60 tracks. There's going to be VR support. 12K resolution will be a feature, but obviously you need 3 4K monitors together. Yeah.
Who owns this?
Who's got? More to the point, who's got a computer more powerful enough to run 3 4K monitors running Project Cars 2?
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's also going to be Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsche, and Aston Martin cars. I think they're all officially licensed.
Nice.
I
mean, cares, but not.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, there's some cars. There's also, well, this is another quite interesting thing. If it comes out at the end of this year, Forza Motorsport 7 should be coming out this year, and Gran Turismo Sport should be coming out at the end of this year as well, I believe.
I mean, I refuse to believe Gran Turismo exists until it's actually out, but it's been in development for how long now?
On paper, these three are going to have a
I didn't even know. Like, Forza is still like a franchise with clout, but has anyone really cared about Gran Turismo in the best part of like a decade now?
The thing is, it gets really good reviews, but it doesn't.
It gets
sell,
really good
it doesn't
reviews.
sell much.
Well, it did in the day. That's the thing. Like, I know
Yeah.
on PS1 and PS2 it did all right, and then PS3 it just seemed to just kind of.
What was the last one on
6.
PS3? Was it 6?
was the last
Six
one.
got good reviews, but no one bought it.
Yeah, I think 5 was the last one anyone drummed up any kind
Yeah.
of enthusiasm
That's
for. It
the
felt
thing,
like
I remember playing. Was it GT5 Prologue on the PS3 right at the start?
probably.
I remember playing that, and I thought this is really good, but I never bought the big game because I think Gran Turismo is quite a in-depth game.
It's a bit too hardcore in many ways. Like, I appreciate the whole. I mean, I think they did the thing a while back where it was like, okay, like, and the people who get the best times in this like demo or something, we'll invite them to a professional racetrack because that's the level of like commitment it requires now to be that good, which is fine and all. But on it, I get bored of doing like 20 braking tests before I'm allowed to do a race. So
Yeah, I think I played a.
earn your B license, kids. Hold accelerate and then hold brake. This usually takes 5 attempts before you get it
Yeah.
right.
But I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what Project Cars is like for that. I don't know. What
won't
that
be the
was,
same.
If it was hardcore.
Nothing
Forza's-
is as anal
Yeah.
as
'Cause
Gran
I think-
Turismo.
I think this year it's more of a case of more of the, not the casual racers, but not. Do you know what I mean? It's more of the, like Forza Motorsport 7 is more hardcore than Forza Horizon.
Yes.
And I think it's like this year is more of the year of the not hard. You know what I'm going for here.
Realistic.
The more realistic racing simulators like Project Cars 2, Forza Motorsport 7, and Gran Turismo Sport. So it's quite weird
I mean,
seeing
that-
three of them
that's
go
great.
head to head.
I'll get my Scorpio, I'll have Forza Horizon 2 and Forza Horizon 3, and I'll have a gay old time in
Yeah,
that.
well, that's the thing. I love the Horizon games. I'm not a fan of the motorsport games.
Horizon took over. Like, that's the thing. I won't go on too long a tangent here, but like I spoke about 2 podcasts ago as well about my motorsports. Perfectly mechanically fine, just get very boring very quickly if you're not.
Which is why I think Project Cars 2 would be
Yeah.
like in Gran Turismo. Unless Project Cars 2 goes for a drive club style approach.
I don't know, because I did have quite a lot of fun with Drive Club. Like, I come back to it every now and
Yeah,
again. For a
that's the
few
thing. Like
weeks.
Drive Club to me is the in between of Horizon and Motorsport. Where it's not like as casual as Horizon, where you can just drive around open world, but it's not as.
See, I just imagine
simulation.
Horizon more as, hey, you liked Burnout Paradise in the day,
Yeah.
right? Here's
what it is to
the
me.
spiritual successor to that. Ignore the actual spiritual successor to it, which was rubbish. That Need for Speed game was awful.
Yeah.
But
Well, I enjoyed
Forza.
it, but it's probably because I was desperate for a Burnout game. That's probably why I enjoyed it. But
I still remember buying Forza Horizon as like the warm up for that Need for Speed, going, I want to race it to kill time, and as it turned out, Horizon was far
I
better.
don't think I played the original Horizon because I bought Need for Speed instead.
City boy.
Yeah. Well, I know me and Laura played Need for Speed quite a bit. And,
Did you?
Yeah, we really
Not with me.
Did you have it?
Yes.
Did you not play it with us?
No.
This is awkward. We'll discuss this after the podcast then. This is awkward.
Let's move on to the next news story.
Yeah, so thank you, yeah. So the next news item is about E3. So E3
Oh, boy.
is in June.
Oh no, I've just remembered what it is.
Yeah, E3 starts June the 13th to the 15th, I think.
Cool.
But, well, as of 2 days before this podcast goes live, the public can buy tickets to E3 for the first time.
Every day.
And I don't know, is it the first time ever?
I don't know if it's the first time ever.
I
know
don't
it's
feel like it
it's
is,
the
but-
first time there's no dedicated press day. I know that much.
Yeah. So there's going to be allowed 15,000 members of the public for the first time. Because I know it used to just be media, but then they relaxed the rules to allow sort of bloggers and YouTubers and influencers in.
Yeah.
And that's sort of I think that annoyed a lot of the public because like they're just seen as public, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I think this has annoyed a lot of journalists because it's like, well, we don't want to be having all these people in. But tickets went on sale on Monday. They were £200 or £120 if you got early bird pricing on the Monday they went on sale. If you want to compare it to Gamescom, which was open to the which has been open to the public for ages, the most expensive day ticket there was £17.
Yeah, but there's a slight difference.
Yeah, there is, but Gamescom's like still quite big, but not as big as E3. But
It's not even close to E3.
yeah,
E3 has, for better or worse, always been the monster.
yeah, but I wouldn't say it's 10 times bigger for pricing.
No,
Nice.
okay, not 10 times.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get both sides of the argument. It's cool for public who finally want to go to E3 and check it out. I get that journalists don't want to wait 20 hours in the queue
Yeah,
for anything.
yeah, I understand that as well, but I still think I think it's good for the public to be there. I think it makes
I
it.
feel like the best balance would have been like a press-only day and then open it to the public,
Yeah.
which might have been how it used to be. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but-
well, it used to be press only. Then I think it was open to like all the YouTubers and influencers and stuff like that. Or like,
See, I just do it like that again,
yeah,
except the public days and that
Yeah.
as well.
yeah. But then the thing is as well, like obviously last year saw EA and Activision not
Boycott
go
it.
boycott it, and then it's like there's no money coming in from them. So it's like, well, they need to get some money in, so let's open it to the public, and the public will pay. The public always want to go to E3, and that's pretty much why I think they've done. I don't think they've done it to be nice to the public, if you know what I mean. They've done it from a business standpoint, pure and simple, and I can understand why they've done it because they need money to survive, and obviously Nintendo dropped out ages ago, or had a smaller show in there, and with
Yeah.
EA and
Nintendo are
Activision-
there behind closed doors.
Yeah, and with all them dropping out, it's a bit small. So yeah, no,
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I did look at flights.
I shouldn't. I don't. I'm not.
I won't lie.
I mean, like, if anyone who knows me will know my E3 is I watch the conferences and go, that was good, and then walk off, while people are like, Slazo, you should watch these people playing this game, and I'm like, cool, and walk off and live in a bubble.
It's one of those things for me where I'd love to go, but flights were expensive. Like you're talking to get to like I think
Flights
it
to
was-
America are always expensive.
but these ones were dearer. I don't know why, because it was like £1,000 for flights, and I'm like, I'm okay, I can last. I'll watch it online. I'll stay up late and watch the Sony conference again and see if they can top that.
We all do that.
Yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, no, I still think that's quite expensive as well. Like, so when you factor in flights, hotels in LA, because LA is expensive as it is,
Yes.
and then the price for the ticket, I think it's quite expensive. But you know, I think the 15,000 tickets will sell out straight away. I think they'll
We
be
shall
gone.
see.
I think they'll be gone by the end of Monday, but we shall see. Last item on my news list is about Steam Greenlight.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. So, Valve is getting rid of Steam Greenlight this spring, and it's going to be replaced with Steam Direct. So, the reason for this is simple, apparently. Valve wants to remove the barrier between developers and their audience, and basically in the current Greenlight economy, the developers have to campaign for the products to get noticed before they sort
Yes.
of go out on the storefront.
Yes.
And then sort of that means the developers don't really know when or if the product will launch, which means they can't market it, they can't start tweeting about it, they can't say it's coming out this date.
I mean, they can do most of these things, but
well,
they can't say a date, but they can market it.
But no, but they can't market it with a release date sort of thing. So that's I mean they could start marketing it in January, but it could take that long for it to get pushed out. That by February, like by the end of February, start of March, people have forgotten about it.
Yeah,
That's
you should have done a better marketing.
That's the sort of thing I'm going with on that. And it does mean a bit of like unpredictability for them. But what's going to happen with Steam Direct is that when I find what it is, basically it's just they get pushed all the time, isn't it? They just get pushed. You can just put them. You can just put them on the store whenever you want. A bit like having an iOS developer sort of thing. I'm assuming you can just push your game out and provide it passes the QA testing.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's QA testing, honestly.
I think it's like simple stuff to make sure there's like no viruses and everything like works. But the thing with that then is currently developers pay $100 and can submit as many games they want to Steam Greenlight. Steam Direct though is going to charge a more substantial fee and charge per title. So in theory, you could be looking to pay. I think it's between $205,000.
$205,000, and oh boy, if it's $5,000,
you better hope it's a good game. To make
it's
it back.
Not even that. It straight up locks out a lot of indie developers.
Yeah. Well, I still think $200 is quite expensive for an indie developer.
200 can be expensive, but you can scrounge that together.
Yeah.
Like that's an amount you could probably ask friends and family and stuff like that and get it together.
Or like Patreon and stuff like that. You could do stuff for that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And whereas like $5,000 is like that's a serious chunk of change.
Yeah. And I mean,
even if you do get it back, I think through sales.
Yeah. I suppose the thing for that as well is that it means that people aren't just going to like pay the $100 like what they do now and just release about 20 games on there. And like some of them could be like absolute shovelware. But
I mean, in theory, it does like raise the bar for quality, but it also is. There's multiple sides to it. Like on the one hand, you won't get crap, absolute tosh and drivel put on there. On the other hand, like people who like some interesting creative games, which might not necessarily come from individuals, say who just don't have the money to put this on there. Otherwise, will now be.
You look at Thomas Was Alone by Mike Bithell.
Yes.
He did that all by himself. Like, could he afford to have to pay all that stuff if he had to?
I mean, he got Steam Merchant to do voicing, so sure.
Well, yeah, I forgot about that part. But you know what I mean. Though, like, could someone develop? Because it's just it's a basic game, and if someone like did one like that, it didn't have the money. It's sort of, do you know what I mean? Like a game of that standard.
Oh, yeah.
But done by someone who can't afford it, and it's like I can understand, I can see both sides of it. Like, it means it's going to be better quality, but then it locks, like you said, it locks out a lot of people.
It doesn't mean necessarily it's going to be better quality.
Yeah,
it means people who can pay are going to put their games up.
In theory, it should be better quality, but that's not always the case.
We'll see. I mean, I think what it will also mean is you'll see a lot of like the really tiny indie devs will probably now migrate to itch.io, which has been steadily kind of growing as a platform for independent creativity. So I think you'll see that in like this year and next year really start to blossom into something that a lot of people use.
Yeah. But no, that's, it's one of them. I'll be interested to see how it goes. But I think it's just Steam trying to make a bit more money, to be honest, because they know how successful Greenlight's been.
Yeah.
Which, fair play to them for doing it, but I think it'll affect them a lot.
Yep. Now, if only they released a game
called Half-Life 3.
Called anything, mate.
Yeah,
called anything.
Yeah. The thing is, they don't need to release games to get all this money from this stuff.
Yeah, I'm well aware. That's the painful part.
Yeah. But anyway, that is all of our news for this week. We'll talk about some releases coming out this week. I'm just going to get my list up, because I may have closed my list.
Oh, Squiggy. Silly goose.
I've got it. So, first on my list is For Honor.
Oh, crap, that's a game.
That is a game. So, shall we read a little bit about it?
Please do, because I honestly, to this day, have no clue what it is.
Let's hope the trailer doesn't play. Read more about For Honor. I don't want to read that part.
For Honor is a game.
How about this one? carve a path of destruction through the battlefield in For Honor, a brand new game developed by the renowned Ubisoft Montreal studio. Enter the chaos of a raging war as a bold knight, brutal Viking, or mysterious samurai, three of the greatest warrior legacies. For Honor is a fast-paced, competitive experience mixing skill, strategy, and team play with visceral melee combat.
I've learnt nothing. It's
There's
a
not
multiplayer game, is what I've learned, with some combat.
Pretty much.
Great. Thanks, guys.
There's not. I'm reading it and I'm trying to work out what it is really.
I still can't remember if this is the one that was a MOBA or not.
No, I don't think so.
It's not a
Was
MOBA.
it? No,
Okay.
it might have been.
I don't know. That description didn't help. That description just went, it's a game with these classical archetype fighters fighting.
I'm looking through the key features. You can choose the 3 warrior legacies. Each warrior comes with their own weapon style and set play, which you would expect anyway. There's single player, there's offline campaign, multiplayer campaign. You can play with friends or alone against the AI. There's like actual multiplayer. Apparently,
Action game, hack and slash.
yeah.
Well, there we go.
Apparently, though, this is doing like the beta and stuff. People are loving it.
I have heard like the few people playing it seem to be quite high on it. but-
Everything I've seen about it's been really good. But again, it's one of them where I'll wait for reviews before I decide.
Yeah, I don't think it. I haven't seen enough of it to justify a full price.
Yeah, I
so.
thought it looked quite good at E3, but it reminded me a bit of a Dynasty Warriors style game.
Oh wait, is this the one that looked like Rise?
Yes, it's the one with the guy with the stick. The one with the stick guy came
I
out.
remember now. Yeah, this was all right. I thought it was all right. There you go.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
come back
I
to
thought
me
this
now,
one
kids.
I thought this looked quite good. I was quite impressed with how it looked, and from what
Yeah.
I've seen from a lot of people, like a lot of people who've played it and never played like a game like this before, they really enjoy it. And people are saying it's like an easy to pick up game and stuff, and yeah.
I think, yeah, I remember. I certainly thought it looked fun, but I don't think I'd pay like 40, 50 quid for it. So,
It'll come down in price definitely,
well, yeah.
because there's a lot of games coming out this week, which are quite important.
Are there?
Yes.
Blimey.
Next on my list is Sniper Elite 4.
That's not important.
No, it's not. There's another one more important after that.
Yay! People bought Sniper Elite 3. People bought Sniper Elite 2. People bought Sniper Elite 1.
From what I've heard, this one is supposed to be quite good again. But I don't really know much. It's set in 1943 Italy, which is in the aftermath of its predecessor, Sniper Elite 3, surprisingly. Series continues a series World War II heritage by transporting players across a beautiful Italian peninsula from sun-drenched Mediterranean coastal towns to colossal Nazi megastructures, daunting forests, and giddying mountain monasteries inspired by Monte Cassino. What on earth is that?
Monte Carlo Casino.
That's better.
So basically, you remember that one sniping mission in Call of Duty 4?
You mean Gillies in the Mist?
Yeah.
Yeah, that good one.
Yeah, there you go. I don't need to
Yeah.
play any more sniping missions. I've already played the peak.
I've never played a Sniper Elite game, and I don't know. It's a game based on being a sniper. It doesn't really appeal to me.
But Squiggy, don't you want to factor in wind and humidity and everything to every shot? Mate?
No, because I had to do that on
You
Metal Gear
don't?
Solid 5, and I missed so many
Oh.
headshots because of that.
Oh, Squiggy.
Again, if it comes like for a tenner, I might try it for a tenner.
Put it like this, like some people in multiplayer shooters sit down with a sniper. I run around like a maniac with an SMG and a knife.
I
so
can't. I've tried to sit with a sniper before, and I get bored.
I get bored.
Yeah. It's like, I want to do something. You see everyone else around you like shooting people, and it's like, I'll just wait here for the shot. Wait for the shot. Wait for the shot. 5 minutes later,
I get bored, and then what happens is the instant I move, I get shot. So I'm like, why would I do this ever?
yeah, it's not for me. 2 more games.
Okay,
Okay, that one opened up a generic error when I clicked on it.
good.
It's not what you want.
Hey.
Let's quickly find it. It's called Dragon Ball Fusions,
Okay,
and I'm trying to find out a bit more about it.
I'm assuming this means it's a Dragon Ball game, Squiggy.
It is, yes.
Cool. Didn't Xenoverse 2 come out fairly recently?
So here we go. So Dragon Ball Fusions is a role-playing video game for the 3DS. It's based on the Dragon Ball franchise, released in Japan on August the 4th, 2016. It was released in North America on November the 22nd, 2016. And it's coming out in Europe, Middle East, and Australia on February the 17th. So 2 days after this goes live.
And well done reading Wikipedia.
It was a bit of Wikipedia. The date part I got from the game website.
Okay.
It got a 6.75 out of 10 from Game Informer when it came out.
Yeah.
GameSpot gave it a 6 out of 10.
Oh dear.
Yeah. There's not really much about it. Basically, it's just it's an RPG in the Dragon Ball universe.
It's a Dragon Ball game, but why you play this Dragon Ball game when you can go and play Xenoverse 1 and 2 on PS4 and Xbone? I don't know.
Yeah, it's done by the developers who did One Piece. I don't know if that means
You're going to have to be
anything
a
to you.
bit more specific, Squiggy. There's been a lot of One Piece games.
Well, I'm looking through them all. There's One Piece.
Did they do Naruto as well, by any chance?
That's not on my list.
Oh, wow.
They did One Piece Super Grand Battle X, One Piece Unlimited World Red, One Piece Unlimited Cruise, One Piece Unlimited Adventure, Jump Ultimate Stars. That's not One Piece, obviously.
I mean, technically it is.
Well, it's not.
Jump Ultimate Stars is Shonen Jump, which includes Dragon Ball.
Well,
and
they did that one. Anyway. Bless me. Bless me.
Squiggy, edit that out.
No, I'm not editing that out. It's staying in. You can hear me sneeze. The suffering I'm going through to record this podcast.
Amazing.
Last on my list is... Are you ready for this, Slazo?
You built me up by saying there was a notable release this
did.
week, so this better be good.
Halo Wars 2.
Wait, what?
Yes, Halo Wars 2 is out.
Yeah, but what?
Well.
I haven't seen this advertised.
Are you ready for this? Because this is the confusing part, right? Halo Wars 2 is out on the 17th, which is the Friday, 2 days after this podcast goes live, if you buy the Ultimate Edition, which gives you access to it 4 days early.
Okay.
So it's out, but it's not out, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, that does make sense. This is
Yeah.
happened.
So I thought we may as well talk about it this week, because I'm not really sure what's coming out next week. So I thought we may as well do it now. We all know what Halo Wars 2 is.
Yeah.
You've played the original Halo Wars, haven't you?
I loved the original Halo Wars.
I've never played it.
I'm so dismayed. Yeah, of course you haven't. I'm so dismayed at like how little publicity this has got, because the original Halo Wars flat out is the best console RTS.
Yeah.
Because console RTSs traditionally don't work, and Halo Wars wasn't perfect, but found a way to make it mostly work.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that... what was I going to say? No, it doesn't matter. I had a memory blank. It's gone.
Right.
But I'm assuming it's basically the same, like gameplay-wise as the original Halo Wars, just another like story.
Well, I don't know, because it's been quite a while now, like 5 years since the original. So, as I say, because I've not really seen any material promoting this, I don't know if you can play as new races. I don't know
I wonder
more
if
they've
they're
expanded
not going to
it.
promote it until like midway through this week to push it for next week when the normal edition comes out.
Why would you have not? It's a Halo game. Why would you not be?
Yeah.
That's as crazy as not promoting a Mass Effect game.
Well, there's still time. So the heroes of Halo Wars return to find themselves and the galaxy in more danger than ever. Following the events of Halo 5, the all-new story is told in action-packed missions set on the legendary Halo destination known as the Ark. Players will
I need to have played Halo 5.
command overwhelming power. Do you know what? It's an RTS, isn't it?
Yes.
And I used to love playing... Was it the Star Wars RTS back in the day on the PC?
What?
Shadows of... Was it Shadows of...
Not
No.
Battlefront.
No.
Shadows of Mordor? No, that's a
That's a different... Well, there was Lord of the Rings Battle
Oh
for
my
Mordor.
god! Whoops.
What was the... What is
Was
the
it Knights? Was it Kota?
No, that's like a Mass Effect game.
Oh,
I'm going to find
not
it.
Battlefront.
Star Wars
I know the one you mean.
Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds.
Okay, there we go.
And I loved playing that because of the
Right.
setting. I
Right.
played a bit of Command and Conquer, and it's like for Halo Wars, it's like I was tempted by the original one, and I think I was at that phase where I didn't really like Halo at that point. Because
I
Reach
was
and
well
stuff
in my
was out.
I don't like Halo phase because I didn't like Halo 3, but like I was willing to give it a go because everyone else was. But I'm not a casual. You're a casual. Go away.
It's one of those games that I kind of want to try.
I mean, you can probably get. I mean, wasn't there like a definitive edition, the first one?
It's on backwards compatible on
There you go.
Xbox One. So I was thinking I might try that before I decide on Halo Wars 2, just for something to try, something different, a little bit.
It's great apart from the one single player mission that isn't great, but besides that, you're good.
Yeah, I might give that one a go, see what it's like, and let everyone know.
Yeah. And they'll be like, man, Squiggy, thanks. If only you told us this 5 years ago.
Yeah, if only Retro was going 5 years ago and I could tell you. But no, so Halo Wars 2 is the big one coming out this week, even though it's not actually coming out this week.
Even though it's not advertised and not coming out this week.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. They annoy me, them ones. Like, I hate what they're doing with them.
Oh, here we go, kids. Here it comes.
I'm not going to start. I won't bring this down with my negativity. Anyway, so there's the releases. We've got some plugs. This is where the negativity goes. I'm going to be very positive about this plug because I'm going to let Slazo do it.
Oh wow, thanks. Yep, you can tell it's a good segment if I'm doing it. So Saturday Morning Switch episode 5 is available right now, and I have finally jumped the shark, as it were, and decided to do The Legend of Zelda. So if you want to learn a bit about what we already know about Breath of the Wild, I almost got that wrong. I almost said Breath of the Wind. Breath of the Wild. Then check that video out. We've got some nice 6 minutes of coverage going over everything we know. And although, as I say at the end, it's Zelda, you probably already know it all because it's Zelda. Everyone's buying it. Who isn't buying a Switch and buying Zelda? Like, if you're buying a Switch, why wouldn't you buy it? I genuinely can't fathom someone who would buy a Switch and not buy Zelda.
Yeah, when I was listening to it, like you were sort of saying, well, I'm going to tell you about all this stuff, but you're probably going to know about it already, and you're probably not going to care, because you're probably going to buy Zelda anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty much how I feel. But I watched it. I enjoyed it because it did...
That's at the end of the video.
Yeah,
I don't tell you at the start, go away.
Yeah. No, but you were sort of like at the start. We're talking about that game that everyone's probably buying a Switch for. And it's like, well, that's probably true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. Because I've not really been watching any of the trailers and stuff like that, because I sort of wanted to go in...
Yeah, same. So yeah.
But then I thought,
how much can I read without reading?
Yeah. So I thought I'll watch your thing anyway, and it was what I needed to know.
Yeah.
Like the basic stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, they actually haven't revealed a whole lot. Like they've kept the dungeons. I couldn't find anything out about at all. They've kept their hands really close to their chest on that one.
Yeah. I think they've only been shown off the shake things or whatever it is.
The shrines.
The shrines.
Yes.
They've only been shown them off, I think.
Although, the one or two shrines I did see in the process of research, I was like, what? Like, there's one of them in the video, and it looks more like a level out of Portal. And I was like, what? This is crazy, and I want this game more than ever now.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to play that, especially after finishing Twilight Princess.
I'm ultra excited to play it, but as I also mentioned in the video, it's going to be fun, because it comes out 2 days after Horizon Zero Dawn.
And I am really looking forward to Horizon as well.
I know, my 2 most anticipated games of the year that we know of.
Yeah.
Well, 2 of my 3. Yeah. And they're out that close.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, I'm a big Mass Effect fan as well.
Yeah.
So
in terms of RPGs, you've got your Mass Effect, I've got my Persona.
Yeah. That's the thing, oh, God. Yeah. Luckily, hopefully I can find a place to charge my Switch on the flight to Florida, so I can play Zelda all the way there and all the way back, and I might, do a lot
Time
of that.
To stock up on battery packs.
Yeah, that could be fun. But yeah, so check out Slayer's video. It's on our YouTube. We don't actually have a YouTube link. Just search for Retro Remastered or Saturday Morning Switch.
If you go on our website, you'll be able to find it.
And if you go on our website, it's there. It's on our Twitter feeds. It's on our Facebook. So you'll find that. We'll go check it out. It was good.
Yep, and obviously keep your eyes on the website, not just for the next episode when it goes live on Saturday. Who knows what it will be. But it will also have an article from Daniel going live soon about some of his most anticipated games for 2017.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
It should be a good read. So yeah, that'll go on the website. It'll be tweeted out. It'll go on Facebook as well, so you'll see it when it goes live. So, on that note, let's move on to our topic of the week to round out the show. Because there's no Laura, we're not going to bother with the top 50, so her game of Heavy Rain is safe for another episode.
Safe for another episode.
Yes.
My streak goes on. Eternal.
I'm doing alright. So obviously we spoke about Activision in the news announcing Call of Duty's gone back to its roots for the single player. So I thought we could talk a bit about what we want from a single player first person shooter campaign, and probably some of our favourite Call of Duty memories, if we've got any. I don't know if you want to... Do you want to go with the first part first? Single player FPS campaigns?
As in, what do I want from
Yeah,
them?
what do you want, yeah.
I just like variety. There's far too many games. When I played Modern Warfare 1, I had good fun playing it, because admittedly I hadn't played a whole lot of shooters, because I was never part of the shoot-bang generation. But it also did quite a lot of different stuff, like, differently. It wasn't the World War II shooter. It was modern. You had some of the new mechanics from, like, what was it, like the regenerating bubble health or whatever people want to call it, like that in it, and a bunch of stuff I'd not really seen before in a game. And then of course you had like the ending and that not cinematic, but you know what I mean, like the QTS essentially at the end and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Hadn't really seen that before. I was like, that's fun, that's cool, that's dandy. Played Modern Warfare 2. Why am I playing the same game again, just in a different location?
Yeah, it's just
And
been,
then
like,
literally
moving
the
the
ending
sentence
is
a little
another one of those scenes, and it's like, really? We're just doing this, but with more button presses. It's like, come on, guys, please. And yeah, luckily Black Ops and Black Ops 2 kind of changed that a bit for me, because they both introduced different elements, like improved storytelling or varying paths. That was crazy. I didn't expect that in a Call of Duty game. And that's kind of what, like, it's great when they make a great game, and that's brilliant, but I never want to do the same thing again, which is why I'm happy, like, with the ones I've pretty much played and really enjoy, Modern Warfare 1, Blops 2, Infinite Warfare, all do different things. They're not just another Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Because to me, there's nothing worse than, it's the game again, but with another number on it. Because I can't honestly remember anything of Modern Warfare 3's campaign.
I
which
couldn't say anything about Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 2, maybe. I remember a little bit of that.
I remember that bit where you run through and everyone's shooting at you because you're no longer on anyone's side, and I was like, great. This game really thinks I care about the story.
The bit,
I don't.
Yeah, from Modern Warfare 2, I remember the snow part near the start, which was basically a Gillies and the Mist thing, but with the snow. And then I think you got on the snowmobile as well, I think.
Honestly, I remember that more because Animex one year I got to see the making of that.
That's quite cool.
Although that one was also fun because they were very kind of, no filming this, no.
Yeah.
Like, really overbearingly saying that.
But no, like, I'm the same as you. Like, I like campaigns where there's a lot of variety in them, so I'm not doing the same thing. Like the Modern Warfare campaign. That I know Modern Warfare was basically, you know, you run in, shoot some enemies, move on to the next stage. But the fact that there was different missions, like you've got your Gillies and the Mist mission, your sniping mission, you've got
it was set multiple times, and like, it's crazy to think in those days that was like, what? Shooter set in the modern day? What?
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's the thing. It's set in the modern day, but you go around different places as well. And I think I mentioned this in my. Do you know when it first got announced it was being remastered? And I wrote the article about why I loved Modern Warfare. I think I wrote about it saying basically I liked how you jump between characters and settings, so there was a reason for you jumping to all these different places, different locations, and changing it up a little bit.
Yes,
that's the thing. Like, you know, you go from fighting on a ship at the start to then doing this one where you've got to basically assault a missile base towards the end, and it's stuff like that. It was really varied, and that's what I enjoy. Like maybe not like much variation of gameplay, but variation of locations and settings. Instead of just having your straight lines with people at the end of it, you've got to shoot them to move forward.
And like poignant story moments as well, like the nuke. I didn't see that coming the first time I played the game, where it's like that character's dead now, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
But
stuff like
he's
that,
one of my guys. He can't die.
Yeah, it was good. I like a story as well. I'm not as fussed of the story in the campaigns, but it's got to be one that I can follow and understand. Yeah, like, because I thought the Black Ops 3 story, I didn't understand what was going on in that one. That was the most confusing story ever. It's like I honestly did not get it at all. And if anyone does want to tell me the Black Ops,
they do
story,
get a bit.
Please
like, I feel by the time you get to the end of the trilogies, they get a bit too into themselves and like, yeah, look at all these memorable characters. And you're like, memorable characters? What?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And then I think was it Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 where you were replaying the memories of the guy?
One.
That's the one I really enjoyed as well because
that worked because the numbers really helped keep it grounded, so you could keep track of this one character because you were kept being dragged back to this one character in a chair screaming. Yeah, and it's like the variation of locations there as well. I enjoyed that, and that's the big thing for first-person shooter campaigns. Like, I don't think the story has to be this brilliant AAA blockbuster Naughty Dog style story. It just has to be one that's functional, easy to follow. And does its job in the nicest way. Can a shooter really even achieve that? Because it's fairly limiting as a genre. Like, okay, that's unfair to say, but it's not a genre that lends itself well to epic I mean, like, you see stuff like Gears of War and Halo try, but I've never really cared much about those stories.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I just want to shoot people. I don't really care about why
yeah.
this person's shooting this person.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the Infinite Warfare story was probably one of the best ones. And it just, but that had character development in it. That was the one that tried to make it more into a story.
See, I've not finished it yet, but I can't say I care for any of the characters at this point. I'm just happy to them.
How far are they?
Who knows? Not far.
Yeah. It's like towards the end you start caring a little bit more, and it does develop the characters quite a lot. But again, I'm not too bothered about that for a first-person shooter game. That's the thing. I just like campaigns where you can go in, have a bit of fun shooting some people, different locations, different enemies, different things to do. Just change it up a little bit every now and then.
I mean, this is why I want to play. I haven't played it yet, but this is why I want to play Titanfall 2, because everything I see of that shows it to be like a game with massive variety and lots of different ways to shoot people. I still need to get around to playing that as well. And it's made by the people who made Modern Warfare 1, so you should really get on that.
Yeah, and it's why I need to get on playing Battlefield 1 as well, because although it's World War 1 setting, the fact you jump between 6 different people helps to change that up as well, and I've heard that's a really good campaign because of that.
I'd love to say I care about Battlefield gameplay, but I don't. So.
I enjoy the Battlefield games. I'm not a big fan of the single player stuff for them. I wasn't anyway, but yeah. You got any Call of Duty memories?
Didn't I just go through them all?
Probably. I think we sort of didn't really. I mean, a couple for me is the one at the end. Is it Mile High Club? Is that the achievement at the end of Modern Warfare?
Mile High Club is the bonus mission in Modern Warfare 1.
That was one of my memories. The first time doing that, didn't realise what was going on. Walked straight out. Thought, I'm just on a plane. This is where the credits roll or something. Got shot straight away.
I was like, I didn't find that great. I think
I enjoyed the thrill of trying to do it on veteran. And that was the thing. But no, it's I think we spoke about a lot of our memories. Obviously, Gillies in the Mist is the big one. I think, and I still don't think I think people have tried to do that since, replicate it, and I don't think anyone's come close to doing that in a first-person shooter.
Really? I don't even recall a level where they tried to replicate Gillies in the Mist.
To be fair, well, I think they tried to do it in Call of Duty in Modern Warfare 2 with the snow one, but then it just ended into an all-out shootout. But then, the rescue with was it Captain Price? At the end?
Yes.
Keeping him alive underneath, the Ferris wheel and everything while they're waiting for support to come in, it's intense. It is very intense.
Maybe a bit too much so if you ask me, but...
Yeah, well, that's the one I would never try on veteran just in case. Because I would probably get very frustrated. But no, I think we covered a lot of our Call of Duty memories. A lot of mine come from multiplayer, playing with friends back in the day on multiplayer.
Oh, if we're talking about loads of good fun multiplayer, fun times, especially when we were hosting private games and just... I think when people let me loose, because I had a good internet connection back in those days, and I was like, man, there's lots of cool settings here. Let's have this one where everyone can see where everyone is at all times and see how long it takes people to realise this is a setting that's on. And it took people several minutes to realise, wait, why is the UAV permanently on?
Yeah, I think I was
updating every second.
But yeah, even doing matches on Shipment and stuff. Shipment was mental.
Shipment was the greatest when you could fall. I've done it actually since in Modern Warfare Remasters when you get 18 people in ground war on Shipment, and it's just you physically can't do anything, but you don't care because you're having too much of a laugh.
Yeah, I played a team deathmatch online on there, and I had 3 grenades on. Just start by throwing them.
Yeah,
I ended up with a helicopter somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Throw grenades.
It's mental.
Throw grenade launcher. Do whatever you have. Just because you just assume you're not going to be alive for more than 10-15 seconds.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think a lot of our memories come from more of the multiplayer side than the single player side because, like we said before, we're not really that bothered about single player. And I could list off loads of my memories from multiplayer Call of Duty, but
I mean, for Modern Warfare 1, for afterwards, because that was our prime time multiplayer. For stuff like Black Ops, more of my memories are from single.
I think
my only real multiplayer memory of Black Ops is the fucking RC cars can suck a dick.
I love those RC cars. Love them.
My most hated thing in all of Call of Duty. It doesn't even make sense to me as a thing.
It's strange, but yeah, we'll wrap that up there. If you've got any sort of opinions on our topic of the week, tweet us at Retro Remastered or tweet me and Slazo directly. I am at Jody Squires. Slazo's at Slazo King. Yep. Anything else to add before we say goodbye? Apart from goodbye.
Oh, I don't feel I've got anything left. I can't even think.
Nothing left to say. Oh well.
I've got nothing relevant to really reference. So,
Oh, well, this has been episode 70 of the Party Chat podcast. Hope you've had fun. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next week for 71. Bye bye.
later days.